So OKC wins game 3, 123-108, and you see a 15-point lead, but that doesn't really explain how bad this was for San Antonio. They actually opened the game 15-0. 15-0. Vassell was knocking down threes. Fox was getting downhill to the rack. Wemby was pushing the break, making plays. They were dominating early on. Their energy, their defense was locked in. They got up to 19-4 and looks like they just relaxed. All right, Wemby, he checks out. And this is the problem with the Spurs that I don't think people really pay attention to, but it's something I say about young teams going into the playoffs. You can get away with certain shots and certain decisions in the regular season, but in the playoffs, Champagne cannot just jack up threes. We're not taking quick shots in the first 7 seconds of the shot clock. I know guys got confidence in their game, but everything is going to go through Wemby or Fox when the stakes are this high. Once he sat down, OKC goes on a 15-5 run to make it 24-19. And from there, you can just feel the uneasy. I mean, I wouldn't say they panicked. I would just say they were inexperienced. It reminds me of the Rocky 3 fight with Clubber Lang, the second fight. Once Rocky found his rhythm, Clubber Lang, he was just throwing bombs, but it was no effect. There was no impact. And the best part of that run, it was like 3-minute stretch. The best part of that, SGA was on the floor with 4 bench guys. Caruso, McCain, Wallace, and Jalen Williams. They go on a run, and SGA doesn't score a single point in that stretch. He doesn't even attempt a shot. He got 3 assists out of it, but he didn't even get a shot on the rim. The bench players, they actually set a franchise record in this game. They shot 25 for 47, and they went 76-23 advantage over the Spurs bench. McCain dropped 24. He was otherworldly. The more I watch him play, the more Daryl Morey looks absolutely stupid. Caruso had 15 of his own, and it was causing problems on defense for him all night. I mean, he was going crazy defensively. Jalen Williams, he had a strong night. I mean, he went crazy from deep, 5 or 6. He had 18 points tonight. They just brought their own energy, man. It seemed like the Thunder bench was going bar for bar with the energy of the Spurs crowd. The Thunder starters couldn't match it. The Spurs as a team couldn't match it. And when we look back at Game 3, this is going to be the one we say was won by the others. For the Spurs, they just never recovered. I mean, you can see them trying, but they really cannot get going time and time again. You never got the feeling that OKC was going to let them back in this game. They lost in all major categories too. Obviously, points. That's how you lose the game. But rebounds, assists, 3-point shots, free throws. And it was only by 1. So, I mean, it's not like they were getting calls that San Antonio wasn't getting. You would have never guessed that would be the case if you watched the first 5 minutes of the game. If you seen the first 5 minutes, you thought OKC was in trouble. I mean, I was having flashbacks of 2014, San Antonio, Miami in the NBA Finals. Like it was looking like it was heading that way. Wemby had 26 points, but they really kept him off the glass. He only had 4 rebounds. Fox had 15, 7, and 6 in his return, and that seems like it helped Castle keep his turnovers low. He had 14 points, but he went 1 for 8 from the field. He still didn't have more turnovers than field goals made. Shout out to James Harden. Vassell has been the most consistent player in this series outside of Wemby. He put up 20 points, and he was really the catalyst for how the game started off, and they just couldn't sustain it from that point on. I think if I'm the Spurs, and it's a little concerning that we had that start in one situation, one substitution changed the entire complexion of the first quarter. Without that first 15 points, they got outscored by 30 tonight. If I'm the coaching staff, I'm wondering what this game looks like if we keep that lineup in for another 2 minutes or so. I'm trying to figure out how to make sure the ship is steady when Wemby sits down, because that is a big problem. You can't have one guy sit on the bench and all of a sudden it is the floodgates opening up and everybody gets a look at the rim. So they got to shore that up. They had to answer, they have to answer some questions about that. But the Thunder, they got to be chasing 3-1. Do not give San Antonio any life. That first 5 minutes could be a spark for San Antonio, or the last 33 minutes of the game could absolutely push this to a 4-1 series. And, I mean, we were in for a classic. If San Antonio don't figure this out next game, they're going to be in a long – they they're going to be in for a long next couple of games. But get this video a like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments, is it over for San Antonio after this big loss? That's one more for the good guys.
I'm tired of being humble. I'm tired of letting people think they got a chance. This is